Hello, and welcome to a very special edition of B.T.F.O. Today, we're going to be talking about none other than the film Fatman from 2020. Now, Fatman is a film that if you followed my channel for a while, you may or may not know about. I tried to do a couple years back, or maybe a year ago, I tried to do a more in-depth review of it, and if you're in one of the lucky countries that's not blocked in, you can check that out. But for some reason, Paramount, no matter what I did, were like big dinguses and would not remove their copyright block on it, which I just find insane because, like, especially me, right? Because it's like I don't make any money from this. Like, if they want to run ads on it, run ads on it. But why would you block it? Like, it's clearly not the movie. Because trust me, I don't think anyone wants to watch Fat Man with my commentary over it. But so I thought that I'd do a BTFO on it to kind of recommend it to more people, hopefully. Uh, but I really love the movie Fat Man. It is easily my favorite Christmas movie at this point. Um, I know that a lot of people put Die Hard in there because of, like, it's cool action with like Christmas message, and that's very true. And I do quite like Die Hard, but Fat Man is unquestionably a Christmas movie, um, which I do think Die Hard is a Christmas movie too. I think that if people don't think that, I really kind of doubt they've actually seen Die Hard. Um, but yeah, Fat Man is just incredible. It it's a very like adult oriented Christmas movie, but it doesn't take the piss out of Christmas. Um, which, it's like I'm somewhat a fan of like Bad Santa. Like I'm sure there are other adult oriented Christmas movies that I would be a fan of, but I think a lot of them end up kind of taking the piss out of Christmas and treating it as like, oh yeah, this thing that we all have to do every year, like, um, like this child's fantasy or whatever. And I really enjoy that Fat Man is like, no, like there is an actual purpose to Christmas. Like there is actual joy that people get out of it, and like in the universe of Fat Man, like, it is unquestionable. No, Santa is real. Like everybody knows that. Um, and like how would the world react to a concrete no Santa is real type universe? Um, and like it's so much fun, especially where a lot of the humor is down to how seriously everything is taken, which I think is probably a really hard thing to pull off, but it works so well in Fat Man, like, because as much as it's a dramatic moment to hear Santa like yelling at Mrs. Claus over how they should have copyrighted their image, like, just the concept of that like being a real conversation that people are seriously having is really funny. Um, and like, and it's really funny to watch Santa, like, because he knows people so well, like kind of weird people out by like just being overly personal with them. And it's like, oh yeah, like that would probably be something that he'd end up doing, right? Because like, yeah, if he knows everything about people, then like, yeah, he probably would come off as very overly personal. Um, and like watching Walton Goggins seriously try and like track down where do the letters to Santa Claus go so that you can try and find them is just, it's so funny. And like the fact that the closer Walton Goggins gets, the more he almost doesn't believe the situation that he's getting into. Where, it's like, of course he's up in North Pole, Alaska. And then like, oh, the color of his truck is red. Of course it is. Um, and like even down to like the elves, where they're these weird, like almost gross looking like creatures, with like their pale skin and stuff. But they give a reason for that in the movie, and it's because they don't ever like really sleep. Like they just take power naps, and all they eat is sugar. Um, yeah, it's such a fun and charming little film. Um, and and like everyone's great in this. Like Mel Gibson, of course, is great. Why am I forgetting her name? But the lady that plays Mrs. Claus, she's great in this. Walton Goggins, of course, is phenomenal. The guy who plays the head of like the little elves, he's really good. All the elves are like really good. And it's also kind of nice now to, obviously this wasn't quite a thing in 2020, but it's just nice to see little people be actually cast as like little people roles. Um, because like I saw Wicked, and yeah, it was really weird to me. Maybe it was changed in the Wicked book or in the stage play, but to have the Munchkins just be pretty much regular people, that was really lame. And of course, we know with Snow White that they went with several different versions of the dwarves, and finally it looks like they've settled on CGI dwarves. Um, and so it's nice that, and like the film even makes a point of having the like military director, he doesn't want to call them elves because he thinks that like that might be an offensive term. The foreman Seven has to be like, no, that's what we are. We're elves. Like we're not people. Like we are a different species. And yeah, and like I really really do like this film, and it's definitely it would be my description of an instant classic. I know that not that many people know about it, and so I'm hoping to raise awareness every year. But man, what a great fucking movie! I I really really like Batman. So please, if you haven't checked it out before, please go do that. Please share it with your friends and family. Um, and yeah, that's gonna be it. So bye bye and Merry Christmas.